Namaste. On this occasion of Ram Navami, we will look at what Hindus can learn from Sri Rama. Everyone knows Sri Rama, but almost no one understands him. We celebrate him as a king, a warrior, an avatar. But that's not where his story begins. It begins with a moment where he could have taken everything and chose not to. A throne was waiting, a kingdom was ready, the people wanted him. There was no war, no enemy, no obstacle, only a decision. And in that moment, Sri Rama showed something most people never will, not strength, control. Because the hardest battles are not fought on the battlefield. They are fought when no one is watching, and the choice is entirely yours. This is that moment. Some men become great by taking power. This is not that story. Because Sri Rama was already standing in front of a throne. He had everything: the kingdom, the support, the moment, and yet he did nothing. Think about that. He did not hesitate. He did not struggle. He did not even question it. A crown was within reach, and he let it go. Not because he was weak, but because he was in control. This is where most people misunderstand Sri Rama. They think dharma is about sacrifice. It is not. Dharma is about alignment, about knowing what must be done and doing it, even when you don't feel like it. Today, we are taught something very different. Follow your passion. Choose your happiness. Take what is yours. But Sri Rama stands in direct opposition to that. He asks a different question. What is right, even if it costs you everything? Then the moment came. The decision that would define him forever, not in battle, but in restraint. A promise was made, and Sri Rama chose to honor it. And that is where the real story begins. But power was not taken from Sri Rama. It was given away by a promise made long ago. Inside the palace, there was no celebration now, no music, no joy. Only a king trapped by his own word. Kaikeyi stepped forward, not as a mother, but as someone who had come to claim. This was not sudden. This was not emotion. This was a decision waiting for its moment. Years ago, Dasharatha had made a promise he never thought would return like this. Kaikeyi spoke. I want my boon. Not gold, not power, but exile. 14 years. Send Rama away. And in that moment, the king of Ayodhya collapsed. This is where dharma becomes unbearable. When doing what is right destroys you. A promise is easy to make, but impossible to escape. Sri Rama was called, not to celebrate, not to rule, but to choose between what was his and what was right. And most men would not survive that moment. The palace had already fallen silent, not with peace, but with the weight of something that could not be undone. A long corridor stretches ahead. The golden light feels heavier now. And then he walked in, not in haste, not in confusion, but with a stillness that did not belong to the moment. Sri Rama had been called. No explanation, no warning, and yet he did not resist. Each step echoes through the empty hall, not loud, not dramatic, measured, deliberate, as if he already knew. This was not a moment to react. This was a moment to choose. And then he saw them, his father, a king who could not lift his own head, and Kaikeyi, unmoved, unshaken. Most men would have demanded answers. Why? How? Who did this? But Sri Rama did not ask. He understood something that most of us never do, that life does not wait for your understanding. His eyes do not flare. His breath does not change. No anger, no denial, only awareness. Power was within reach. The throne was his. And yet, he does not look at it. He does not move toward it. Because Sri Rama knew, dharma is not about what is yours. It is about what you uphold. And then, Kaikeyi spoke. 14 years, exile, leave everything, now. Silence, heavy, unforgiving. This is where most men break. When the world turns unjust, when what is right costs everything. But Sri Rama does not hesitate. No anger, no argument, no performance of sacrifice, only acceptance. Because for Sri Rama, dharma was not a burden, it was who he was. And that is why he became immortal. 14 years. The words do not echo, they settle, heavy, unavoidable. The palace does not move, no one speaks, but something has already shifted. Sri Rama stands still, not frozen, not shocked, still. Most men would ask questions: why me? Why now? Why this injustice? But Sri Rama does not ask, because he understands something deeper. This moment is not about fairness, it is about duty. His father cannot speak. Dasharatha's hands tremble, not with age, but with helplessness. A king who commanded armies cannot command his own fate. And Kaikeyi, unmoved. Her gaze does not waver, no anger, no apology, only certainty. The room waits, for resistance, for emotion, for defiance, but none comes. Sri Rama lowers his gaze, not in defeat, in acceptance. If this is the will that must be fulfilled, then I will fulfill it. No hesitation, no delay, no performance of sacrifice. Because for Sri Rama, there is no difference between what is right and what must be done. He does not look at the throne, he does not look at what he is losing, because he already knows. Dharma is not about holding on, it is about letting go, when required. And in that moment, the prince becomes something greater, not through power, but through choice. He was not exiled, he chose the path. The news spreads, not loudly, but quickly, like a quiet fire moving through the palace. Lakshman hears it first, and unlike Rama, he burns. This is injustice! His breath sharpens, his fists tighten. A warrior, ready to fight. Who dares do this? Who decides this fate? Because to Lakshman, dharma must be defended. But Sri Rama does not rise to that fire. He meets it, calmly. Not every battle is fought with weapons. Lakshman does not understand, not yet, because anger is easier than restraint. But then, Mata Sita enters. She has heard. And unlike Lakshman, she does not rage. She sees. Sri Rama, standing, unchanged. And in that stillness, she understands everything. Where you go, I go. No debate, no hesitation. Not as a queen, not as someone bound by duty, but by something deeper. Choice. Lakshman watches. The anger does not disappear, but it transforms into resolve. Then I come too. Not commanded, not required, chosen. And in that moment, dharma spreads, not through force, but through example. The city awakens to grief. Ayodhya, the golden city, full of life, now silent. Word has reached the people, and they gather, not to celebrate, but to stop him. Do not go! Stay! You are our king! Voices rise, not in rebellion, but in desperation. Because the people see what the palace could not. Sri Rama is not just a prince, he is the balance. And yet, he walks forward. Not faster, not slower, unshaken. Sita beside him, Lakshman behind. 3 figures, walking away from everything. But in a sense, he is walking alone, guided only by dharma. No army, no wealth, no throne, only purpose. The gates of Ayodhya stand open. Behind him, a kingdom. Ahead, uncertainty. Sri Rama does not even pause, even once. Not to turn back, not even to look. At the city that raised him, he simply steps forward. And with that step, he leaves behind power and walks into destiny. We celebrate Sri Rama's birth, but almost no one asks, what are we supposed to do with his life? Because this story is not about a prince losing a throne. It is about a man standing at the peak of power and walking away. Not because he was forced, but because he chose to. And that is where it becomes uncomfortable. Because if you remove the palace, the crown, the exile, you are left with something very simple. Sri Rama had a choice, and so do you, every day, in smaller ways. When your ego is hurt, when you know you're right, when you could win, what do you choose? Sri Rama teaches you this. Do what is right, not what is easy. Control your reaction when anger would be easier. Stand by your values when it costs you something. And most importantly, walk away when your ego tells you to hold on. Because dharma is not tested when things are going well. It is tested when everything is taken from you. And here's the truth most people miss. This moment? This is just the beginning. Sri Rama has not faced Ravana yet. He has not lost Sita yet. He has not ruled a kingdom yet. Every stage of his life will test him again, in new ways, harder ways. So if you think Dharma is simple, you haven't seen the rest of his journey. So this Ram Navami, don't just celebrate. Start. Start with one decision, one moment, one choice. Because Sri Rama is not someone you admire from a distance. He is someone you practice daily. And the real question is, when your moment comes, will you choose comfort or dharma? Undoubtedly, Mahadev captured it best, as guidance to all humanity when he told Mata Parvati that all of this can live in just one name, Shri Rama, Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam, Ramanama Varamane. Translation: by repeating Ram, 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 the mind delights and finds joy in Ram. It is equal to the 1,000 names of Vishnu, O beautiful Parvati. The name Rama. One name is enough. If this made you think differently, subscribe, because this is just the beginning of Sri Rama's journey, and it only gets harder from here. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram.